Hello everyone. I taught closing and opening operations in my last video, and I explained that these are morphological operations. Well, I also introduced this terminology and this equation of closing, that whenever we have to write closing, we write F, this filled circle with S, where F is the image, S is a structuring element, and first of all we perform dilation and then we perform erosion, right? So I told you that in the next video we will select an image, a larger image, in which you can actually see it when in the result closing happens, so how the closing should look like. So that is why I have selected in this image, in this example, a larger image in size, and we have got a structuring element. So with the help of this structuring element and the image, we are going to perform the closing. So the first step that we are going to do in this is dilation, right? So when we perform dilation, what you have to do is you simply have to place this structuring element's central pixel one by one onto your background pixels. So when I place this one on this 0, I am not getting any 1 on any side. We know that in dilation, the dilation believes on the principle of hits. The principle of hits, and hits says that at least you got at least one, like at least one of the structuring element, at least one of the ones of structuring element must coincide with at least one in the image, right? So here we have got no 1 on any side, so this 0 will simply be translated as a 0. When I place the structuring elements center pixel on here, nothing will happen because it is not getting any zeros. But once I place this 1 onto over there, it has got a 1 on its bottom side. Similarly, when I place this central element over here, it also has got a 1 on its bottom side. So these two zeros should convert into ones, and this 0 should still stay 0, right? So you can see it here that these two ones have converted into, these two zeros, previous zeros have converted into ones, and remaining all zeros are still visible as zeros. Alright, so next let's get into the next row. Similarly, when I place this central pixel of the structuring element here, no ones, they will not convert into ones, because neither you got any ones on this side when you place the central pixel here. Similar is the case for here, similar is the case for here. But when you place the structuring element's central element here, actually it has got a 1 on this side. So because of this one, this 0 will convert into 1. Similarly, when you place the structuring, there is no need of placing here because these are already 1. So what to do when they're already 1? When we place the structuring element's central pixel, this pixel here, you have got a 1 on this side. So this 0 will also convert into 1. So this 0 and this 0 are going to convert, this 0 and this 0 are going to convert into ones. Okay, so we are done with row number 2. Now let's start with row number 3. So this and this, they will still be zeros. Okay, but this one will now convert into 1 because of this 1 on this side. Similarly, this 0 will also convert into 1. So you can see it here. This was previously 0 and this was also previously 0. Now let's come on to row number 4. So row number 4, this will still be 0. This will convert into 1 because of this bottom side. This will convert into 1. This will convert into 1. This will also convert into 1 because of its top side. It will also convert into 1 because of this. It will stay as 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 zeros are going to be converted. So we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 zeros have been converted into ones. Okay, now let's come to the next row. In the next row, this 0 will also convert into 1. This 0 will also convert into 1. So now this complete row will be ones. Similarly, this complete row will be ones. Similarly, this complete row will be ones, and only these will be left as zeros. So we can see the same complete rows have been converted into ones. So now this is my dilated image, right? Well, this is my dilated image. Now I'm going to perform erosion operation on here. So whenever we perform erosion, we know that the central pixel of the structuring element is going to be placed one by one on all the pixels of the foreground image, right? So this is my foreground image, so I will start placing from here. And the erosion operation believes on the principle of fit. So what does fit mean? Fit means that all ones, right? The structuring element ones should coincide with all the ones in your image. So when I place this structuring element here, of course there is a 0 on the top because of 0 padding. There is a 0 here, so it is not a fit. Similarly, it is also not a fit. And what to talk of these? Of course this is not a fit. We are even not going to consider them. We are going to start from the foreground pixels because we want fit, and fit is a very difficult criteria. So so that is why in erosion operation we always start from considering the foreground pixels only. We do not start our performance our activity from the background pixels. So this is going to be 0, this is also going to be 0, and this is also going to be 0. So when we perform the erosion operation and we place the center pixel one by one on the foreground pixels, so you can see that for the first row these two ones will also become zeros. For the second row, this one and this one will also become zeros. So you can see that only these two will stay as ones because they have got all ones on their sides. For the third row, again this one will become 0 and this one will become 0. Only these two will stay as ones. So you can see it in the results that this and this will become 0 and only two ones will stay ones. In the fourth row, again this one and this one will become 0 because they have got zeros on their top. Only these two will stay ones because they have got ones on all their sides. Even this one will also convert into 0. So look at fourth number row. You see the initial two ones have converted into zeros, and similarly the last one has also converted into 0. Only two ones have stayed. Similarly, if you look at row number 5, in row number 5 this one will convert into 0, and this will stay as 1, this will stay as 1, and this will stay as 1. Again this one will also convert into 0. So the same result is visible here. The first the first one has become 0, and similarly there was a 1 which has converted into 0. For sixth row, again this one will convert into 0 because it has got a 0 on this side. Only the next one and this one will stay as ones. These three ones. Similarly, these three ones will stay as ones and it will become 0. So you can see the sixth row here that this first number was initially 1, now it is 0. And for the seventh row, all these ones will convert into 0 because they have got no ones on their bottom side. So this is the final image. This is the final image where we have performed the closing operation. So you can see, if you compare this image with the initial image, which I said in the beginning, that there was this portion in the image and there was this portion in the image, and we wanted that these two portions should close, the closing operation should take place, and there should be a joint between them. So now you can see that this is the initial portion and this is the later portion, and these have joined with the help of this joint. So this closing operation has taken place with the help of dilation and erosion. First of all, the size of the actual image was increased with dilation, and then the size has reduced with erosion, and there is a joint in between, which is actually the purpose of the closing. So then in this example we have practically shown how closing has occurred onto an image. If you like the video, do share it with your friends, subscribe it, and thank you. Allah Hafiz.